Why is everything closing for good?
Dollar Tree closing 600 stores this year. CVS closing 900 stores through the end of this year. Walgreens closing 150 stores. Outback Steakhouse has already closed 40 of its restaurants. UPS is cutting 12,000 jobs in 2024. Citigroup cutting 20,000 positions as well. eBay, why not? 1,000 jobs lost there. Microsoft cutting 1,900 positions. Expedia cutting 1,500. Cisco cutting 4,000. Apple cutting 600. It's entertainment too. Regal Cinemas closing 429 locations. Kroger's grocery store chain shutting down 413 stores. It's not affordable to be in retail anymore. Foot Locker closing 400 stores by 2026. Macy's will close 150 locations by 2026. Walmart, already this year, has closed 6 of its supercenters. While the U.S. Senate has passed nearly $100 billion to send to other countries that Joe Biden just signed yesterday, most can't even find Ukraine or Israel on a freaking map, let alone Taiwan. We're paying money that we don't have as our economy goes down the toilet and American jobs die.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
Tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Tick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix faster. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right, welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially, and this is the weekly wrap-up. Hopefully everybody is doing well this evening. If you could do me a favor and hit that like button if you would. Hit that like button, share this out on your social media if you would. I'd greatly appreciate it. And also, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Hit that button. If you are watching on X right now, come on over to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And you can also become a member of this channel. And if you are subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the notification bell. Hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime a video goes live or premiere or a video gets posted. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get right on into the topic at hand. From Image Awards, from Image Awards to Image Wars. That's what we're talking about this evening. And before we get there, let's see who we have in the house thus far. We got Patricia Slade in the building. Jersey City is here. Black First. I appreciate you for being here. And we got Judah Queen in the building. How you doing, Judah Queen? Salute to you, Black First family. And as well, thank you for all that you do, holding down the moderator section. And also the member section, by the way. And David Boyd in the house. Bronx, New York in the house. Black First family. I appreciate you being here. And we have Oyelis Cadence. Oyelis Cadence in the house. Greetings to everyone. Thank you for being here. We are officially international. Deneen Soul in the house. Welcome, Deneen Soul. Black First. I appreciate you for being here. And thank you for being a member as well, my good sister. Derek Parker in the building as well. Shout out to you, Black First, my brother. Appreciate it. All right. So one thing, I guess, I'll start like I did before on things happening locally in my area here at Portland, Oregon. And so let me get this article pulled up here, because this is, if y'all follow me on X, which you should be, you would notice I've been talking about these protests that they've had in my city. And they took over the local college, which is Portland State University. They took over the library, did a whole bunch of crazy vandalism that really didn't make any sense in the name of a Palestinian protest, which it's so interesting when it happens this way, because if y'all remember in 2020, when the uprising was going on, we had a lot of people coming out here complaining about property crime and property damage, and we need to get our guns and go protect our property. Y'all remember that, right? Let me fix this here. Okay, I'm gonna fix this microphone. Okay, I think I got it. So y'all remember that, right? We had a bunch of people out here. We gotta make sure we shore up our property. That's a lot of damage that small businesses are having, and blah blah blah. Y'all remember all of that, right? Well, on this go around, there's no Black Lives Matter, no George Floyd. There's no racial element here. Well, I guess there possibly could be if they wanted to make it one. Subsequently, they're not. Go figure. Go figure. They're not making it an issue at all. Antithesis in the house. Black First. Valdosta, Georgia in the house. Thank you for being here, brother. I appreciate it. So this, with this go around, and let me do this. There I am. With this go around, they are kind of going a little light on the tough on crime talk. And it just goes to show whenever you hear tough on crime, that only means one thing: over policing black folks. And it's revealed itself to be that time and time again, as we are seeing things manifest out here. You understand what I'm saying? So it kind of makes it hard to deny. But nonetheless, people still try. But here's something that I found very interesting, and I wanted to go under these posts just to see who was, commenting. Was it the same usual suspects? No, they're pretty quiet. Because I saw this post on X, and when it's a blackface, typical, and why isn't this posted everywhere? It's literally a news article with a black face on it. Oh man, if this was such and such, this would be all over the place. It literally is. Lynette Williams, Black First from Montgomery, Alabama. Salute to you. Thank you for being here. And Dominique Devereaux in the building. Hey, y'all. What's going on, Dominique Devereaux? Black First. Thank you for being here. So this particular story, because if y'all remember, I told y'all, I think my last live or one of the videos, but I believe I mentioned it last week, that they set police cars on fire. And you're not seeing the same smoke. They set 11 police cars on fire. I'm not hearing they don't respect the police and all that talk out the window. They literally went, and that's what they did. So we saw that they had to arrest white folks. And all of these protesters that they got up here at PSU, only 6 of them out of 30 were students. So when we go back and look at 2020, and we were calling it out, the new black media was calling it out, telling you that, hey, these are agent provocateurs out here. That ain't them folks do not represent anything. Now there's a whole nother movement going on. The same perpetrators are showing up, tearing up things in the same manner. Had nothing to do with black folks and our agenda. And so right here going into an election year, it further solidifies the disconnect with all of those vandals and the fight for justice. This goes on to read. This is from my local news, KGW. It says post on X, call for targeted vandalism, violence during Portland State University protest, police say. How about that? Says the Portland Police Bureau held a press conference Wednesday to address several acts of vandalism in the city that happened last week as the agency prepared to clear Palestinian protesters occupying the Portland State Library. Joined by Mayor Ted Wheeler, federal law enforcement officials, Police Chief Bob Day said that he didn't want to address any individual cases or groups. Right off the rip. So let's not worry about groups that make posts that call for violence and vandalism, and you don't want to get into the groups that are doing that? How interesting. and this is coming from law enforcement, by the way. You know, they don't respect the police. Okay. Matter of fact, let me see something here. Let me just see if I can find a visual for you, family. Yeah, hold on real quick. Okay, so I'll read on. Okay, so and this will put everything in its proper context. All right. So the police absolutely have, and this is at the police station when they burnt up 11 police cars in a row. Yeah, man, it's not worth talking about or really getting into the groups that would say, "Hey, go cause this type of violence." You see that type of violence? 11 police cars, but hey, we don't need to talk about those groups. Uh huh. All right. He didn't want to in the case of groups, but behavior. The chief underlined that the city would protect free speech under the First Amendment, but would not accept violence or vandalism. So he wanted to talk about behavior. Are you seeing the approach there? What a different approach. You're not saying it's these groups who are violent and this and that. No, it's just the behavior you're taking on. They pointed to a flyer shared on social media that listed 10 downtown businesses and urged activists to, quote, take whatever autonomous actions or autonomous actions that feel good. Are you kidding? Wow. So again, what we're saying, why is my sound getting janky all of a sudden? What's going on? Hold on. Why is my sound doing that? Is my sound shaky on your end all of a sudden, family? I don't know what just took place, but let me hold on real quick. This is crazy. what I'm going to do something here. Okay, let's see. But unfortunately, I'm using the device that that I need to read off of. But in the meantime, I want to, as I'm restarting this computer, I want to hit on the point that uh, these people have lost the whole steam and energy of going after the violent criminals and the criminal element and the violence shall not be tolerated crowd. Now they're going to say violence won't be tolerated. Okay, well we see that. But what are you going to do about it when you don't have black folks to scapegoat? And it seems like they're not doing much. Matter of fact, it looks like they're trying to avoid doing anything. Because see, when it's Black Lives Matter and all of these, all you hear Black Lives Matter types and this and that. There's nobody out here talking about no kind of. It's about behavior. There's no one out here doing that. It's about the behavior. Man, let me tell you something. That's supremacist talk, if nothing else. And then, find a way to justify all of their evil behind what they saying. Sound like somebody I know. All right. Let me see here if we are back on track. Yeah, with me, family. Check, check, check. Let me see. It actually sounds fairly decent. So hopefully we're good to go. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we are. All right, at least make the switch. All right. You should hear me. You hear me clearly. Hopefully you can. We are back. Hopefully you can see me and hear me. House Madness. You can hear me at my actual tone of voice. Don't sound like I'm like I said, in witness protection. Okay, now let me go back to the article I was reading. Boy, I'll tell you, one of the reasons why I do like recording my video because of stuff like that. Because it always happens right when you're live. I could have this thing getting ready for hours, no problem. As soon as you start transmitting the truth, bam. I don't know what I'm welcome to beatzillapdx and all that crap going on. That sounds crazy. I'm crackling now? Really? Really? Sounds all right. Let me know. Hopefully I'm all right. And I was using the other thing. Hopefully I'm good. Let me know if I'm good. Because it sounds clear on my end. Yes, indeed. Okay. Okay, yeah. Refresh the video. If I'm still crackling, just refresh this video. All right. So, where was I? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, okay, they pointed to a flyer shared on social media that listed 10 downtown businesses that urged activists to take whatever at the time. Okay, we got there. Several of those businesses were vandalized during the protests or during the pro-Palestinian march from the South Park blocks into downtown last Wednesday. While the bulk of the protesters marched peacefully through the streets, chanting slogans and holding signs, videos showed black-clad figures breaking off from the main group to smash windows and spray graffiti. Sound familiar? And we've said that before. We have long said that before. Yeah, if I sound like I'm in the Matrix, it should be. I should be good. Check this. Yeah, if I sound like I'm in the Matrix. Oh, okay, I hear it there. Okay, I hear it for sure. I'm not sure what's going on there. Let me see. And on this side, it's saying my stream is good. Well, we having all types of issues tonight, ain't we? Excellent connection. No problems at all. But see, y'all hearing it janky. Yeah, YouTube is really, really janky with my screen. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. I don't even know how this issue even happens. Once again, let me see what I can do. Well, they working extra overtime tonight in my joint, right? And I can't. Lucky, thank y'all for telling me, because I can't hear it on my end. I can't hear it at all. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, I appreciate every last one of y'all for tuning in. And those powers that be that do not want the truth to come out. Now, hopefully, when I switch over to this other device, let me know if this sound issue is still happening. Because if that's the case, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So let's get on in the studio and let me drop this out. Hear me? Yeah, the studio. Okay, can y'all hear me? Is it still crackling on this? Oh, then that's YouTube. Oh, that is YouTube all the way. Yeah, let me hear. Hold on, let me check this out. Because this is insane. Oh, that is YouTube all the way. Okay. Okay, so no, it's the computer. I was finna say. All right, well, let's make an adjustment here. This is really amazing. I don't understand how I'm having such an issue. All of a sudden, like out of the blue. All right, let's try it one more time. Absolutely crazy. It's 100% better. Well, yeah, because I had to switch devices to my phone. And if that's the case, then okay, I'll just switch over to this, and we're gonna rock it off screen. So let me see how this is handling, folks. Let me switch. All right. Now it sounds like it's supposed to on my end. How's it sounding out there? Okay. Okay. It looks like we have it now, at least for the next 60 seconds. That YouTube allows this stream to continue. See, here's the other thing I've done. If y'all notice, I've changed up how I put these broadcasts out. So, because they often like to like demonetize my videos, say, "Oh, it's this and that." Okay, well, here's a shorter video. You're going to explain to me what's wrong with it. And so, not having an issue with that, but they wait for the streams, and bam, here we go. Without fail. Okay, I just see some somebody says CashApp, and I'm trying to CashApp. Does CashApp need an update? Why are you moving so slow? So let's see who we are looking at. We are, oh yeah, shout out to Kid Gravity. Shout out to Kid Gravity from the other day. I see you, brother. And Faith Speaks Life. And Antithesis. Thank all of you for the Cash App donations. I appreciate it. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. And let's see now. Back to who we have here in the chat. See some of y'all came in here. Where we at? See one who cares in here. There we go. One who cares. Good evening. Shout out to you, sister. Thank you for being here. Thank y'all for the writers and the replay gang out there as well. Salute to all of you. Black first. Let's see. I just saw another face. Kid Gravity Beyond. Black first. What's going on, my good brother? Salute to you as always. Yes, indeed. And if y'all haven't followed our good brother, Kid Gravity Beyond, you should check his channel out as well. Lady Effa in the building. Welcome, welcome. It's still crackling. Hopefully we got it right now. And thank you for being here, Black First. And thank you also for being a member. I appreciate you. Okay. All right. We back at it. Okay. Let's try this for the third time. Boy, it's going to take a whole first hour of this broadcast just try to get to this one little article, huh? Because they will not let me just simply read this couple of little paragraphs here. I guess this very touchy topic and subject, which, again, I'm talking about image, by the way. So, yeah, just remember, with this conversation this evening is about image. And image wars. Controlling how you see yourself and controlling how others see you. Image awards. Image awards, something really pretty much put together by, NAACP. Why? Because Black folks have long had their image tampered with by this wretched system of supremacy. Excuse me. Boy, family, I told you about the weather being here. It's crazy right now, right? We had a 80 degree day. Then we had a 50-degree day. Then it rained for a whole week. Then it was just cold yesterday morning. And it got warm in the afternoon. And today, it is 90 degrees. It's like 87 degrees right now in the evening. In spring. So we hit a record today in Portland, Oregon. 91 in May, which is not something that happens in the Pacific Northwest a lot. So If you hear my voice being a little haggard and hampered, it is. But I ain't sick. It's just this 40 degree, 40, 50 degree swinging is murder on your voice. And it's hot as hell today. So, I mean, it's crazy. We just went from, I had my rain jacket on, the heavy jacket on earlier this week. I left out the house without a coat this morning. It's weather session. He's tearing my voice up, boy. We gonna get through it. And then on top of that, YouTube start messing with my voice as well. Wait. All right, we back at it. We back at it. Okay. Upon further questioning, they indicated that police were not aware of the flyer circulating until after the event. Of course, because you don't follow these groups. We know where most of the surveillance goes. Man, early the next morning, more than a dozen police vehicles were torched at a training yard, according to initial details released by PPB. Officers responded shortly before 2 a.m. to a training center on Northeast Airport Way within a fenced lot adjoining the building. Over a dozen police training vehicles were on fire when they arrived. Y'all hearing me? But we're talking about behavior. We're not talking about any individuals or groups. We need to talk about behavior. Behavior, huh? That's destruction. And you're saying these people called for violence. Dark-skinned brother, what's going on, my brother? Thank you for being here and also being a member and moderator. Salute to you, Black First. They up here trying to do that. Like, oh man, look, we just need to focus on the behavior, because truth be told, when I hear that line, behavior, to me, it just kind of comes off as you're acting like those Black Lives Matter protesters. That's just how it comes out. Again, I'm from Portland, Oregon. I know how these people talk and think. That's what that means when you hear stuff like that. Oh, we're not going to talk about any individual because there's not a black mug shot in that. Oh, well, we're not going to talk about Indian individuals or go into groups. No, we're going to talk about behavior. No, these are violent criminals, right? They went to the police. When they were here in 2020, they set dumpsters on fire. And everybody around the world was crying about lawlessness in Portland, Oregon. They went to a police facility and set a dozen cars on fire. But we ain't going to talk about no groups. We just going to talk about behavior. So yeah, and if y'all don't know, if y'all ain't from here in Portland, Oregon, in white people speak, that behavior part, that means acting like us. When you hear that type of talk, that means they talking about us. So you're acting like ends. So now we're just relegating this to a type of behavior. Which behavior do they attribute this? Mostly the group that they put it on? Hi, my name is Foundational Black American. So those little dog whistle code words, pay attention. That just lets you know right there, we don't want to really go hard at these kids. Instead, we're going to use words about like behavior. So these little white children out here acting like these blacks. That's sophisticated supremacy right there, ladies and gentlemen. Not so sophisticated in all honesty, but I'm saying with the lingo and the wording, that's what that is. So pay attention when you hear people talking like that. Because number one, they want you to think don't look at it's we all grew up in church. Don't look at the sin, or don't look at the sinner, look at the sin. Which is absolutely the opposite of what the Bible's saying, but that's what they teach you in church. God loves the sinner. He just hates the sin. You know, even in the little books that they give you that have Psalms and Proverbs, you could just read those two books and that'll tell you different. Matter of fact, some of them even have Ecclesiastes or Song of Solomon. You could take your pick between all of those books, and all of those books will tell you God hates sinners. Just a little tasty tidbit of Bible knowledge right there. But moving on to what I'm saying, they're trying to make sure that their image doesn't get distorted. So by saying behavior, you're putting people's minds on, oh yeah, those crazy ends that were out here for Black Lives Matter and that dope addict, drug addict George Floyd. You want to know why they insert word? Because they know what trigger words move they people. Take it from a rogue scholar from the University of White Supremacy. Take it from me. The agency said that there is no injuries and flames did not damage the building. Now they're downplaying the damage. Can't make this up. In a later update for the police, a spokesperson said that 17 vehicles suffer from some degree of damage. Some were a complete loss, ranging from the older Crown Victoria cruisers to the newer police SUVs. I mean, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, it didn't really hurt the building. See, we actually did lose our 17 vehicles, but nobody died, nobody got harmed or hurt. So I mean, and we just got to look at it as kids being kids. Are y'all hearing where this is going? Are you hearing where this? And look at that. There's other pictures out here as well that depict this evening. But if you're looking at it like, okay, so if you take a look at the picture, where the bulk of the flame is, you should see a tire. So that's one SUV, and they're all in one line. They're all on fire. Like, this is an early shot of it, because it actually is much worse than this. Think of what I'm saying. 17 cars. But, it's no big deal. It's kids, they get riled up. Not everybody thinks in their right minds all the time, I mean, college kids. If it was us, there'd be people out in the street talking, why ain't the police killing them dead? Back to Blue Line and let's respect our police. Mighty quiet. Oh, and where is that big butterball burnt biscuit eating coon that they got for a police. What the hell is that dude's title? Oh, he's the police union president. Staunch coon. Staunch coon. You ever get a chance to check out who our just look up Portland police police union president. You should be able to look at his face. Matter of fact, I left him on. He should have been on that last broadcast too. Because, man, boy, you talking about black folks that hate black people? There you go. There you go. Now, we got our Sheriff Clark out here. Luckily, he's out of active duty, but they like him so much they made him president of the police union. What'd that tell you about that brother? What'd that tell you about that brother? Like I said, staunch cool. Police immediately said that the fires were active arson. Oh, go figure. Later adding that the masked person could be seen on surveillance, cutting through the fence and using an ignition pouch to set the fires. Video has, so this is almost like a professional arsonist. But you're not worried about any groups or individuals. But behave. I had to just share this with y'all because I need y'all to see it. Like, this is ground zero of Valhalla. Like, this is what they call this place. That if y'all don't know what Valhalla means, it's a white supremacist like idea of heaven. It's what they call this place. So, you know, a lot of people might not know. That's why I call this is University of White Supremacy. So if I'm telling you, you could ask me anything. Literally. I'm an open book on that. Ask me anything about these folks. Literally. You want the walking encyclopedia on how that get down? Oh man, any question I got an answer for you. I don't think there's any stone that hasn't been overturned in Little Dixie up here. Oh no. No. Yeah, y'all got to remember what Oregon is. Oregon is the 33rd state of the Union. No Negro Oregon. You still here after these 3 years and you stay here after 60 days, we're going to take you in front of everybody and whip you in public so everybody sees that you need to get your black behind up out of this state, and everybody that you come in contact with, tell them don't come here. Boy, this talking about states that need to be paying reparations. How about Oregon? And truth be told, we have the best bill. Oregon didn't have no study. We didn't have no study. We already got our bill sitting there. And we just ain't had, it's Oregon. We don't have enough people to push it. But I'm telling you, everywhere else that y'all have legislation, our bills, take our bill. Y'all got the votes in the machine to make it happen. We don't. We're in Portland. We're the smallest minority ever. We don't have the political cachet to pull that off here. That needs to happen on really that has to happen on a federal level. I mean, but we have it. And as far as I can see, I don't think there's anybody out there that has a better reparations bill. This ain't no study, a bill. This got money on the table. Ours is talking about the money, talking about the lineage, talking about, so it's all really specific. And this was early. as another one of those meetings I was in. Well, not for the actually getting that pushed through, but kind of helping light that fire. See something, and that's another thing for y'all. When you want to, you get involved in things, you can on these little local levels, you can get involved with your local politics. Make sure you hear some of these planning meetings. You might want to attend some of those because these folks be trying to sneak some real funny stuff in there. You understand me? That's how I found out, like with the whole it's so funny. They actually paid people to go to this damn meeting. But it's kind of, see that they do things like this, so they'll say we're having a public hearing. It's because it's like sponsored, so it's like, oh, a friend of a friend. So if your friend isn't tied to no real true stomp down on what we need, folks, oh man, let me tell you, there was a guy in the room. It's like, oh, he must be the paid one. Man, we all need to trust this man. He's this white man sitting up here in a room full of black folks trying to sell us something being good for our community. Man, if that's what he said, you need to just listen to him and trust him. Sucker ass cool. No, hey, what you sound is saying you're planning on putting this right in the hood where all the black folks go. Why ain't this over here where all the rich white folks coming into this city or having to drive through this city? So there's two different places to where this place can make money without taxing the poor black folk. Put it down there as people are coming into the city, or you put it in Washington, Vancouver, and Washington as they're coming in. Why would you put this in? They wanted to put this smack dab in the hood. Because the freeway, of course, runs right through the hood, of course. Yeah. Right? So they're like, oh, we're going to put this right. If anybody's from the Northwest, if you've driven through here, they wanted to put this at Skidmore and Going. So if y'all are familiar with I-5 in this city at all, they wanted to put it on Skidmore and Going. Right where that off and on ramp is. I'm talking about my Pacific Northwest folks. You understand what I'm saying? They was trying to put that thing. Shit, Jason Black know where it's at. Yeah, you over, please. That's completely by design. Oh, gentrification coming once more again at you. So yeah, you won't ask me anything. I am here for all of it. Maybe we'll do one of those. Maybe we'll just I'll answer questions. I might just do that. Make a post and have you answer and do a live answering your questions live. I might do that. Law enforcement officials didn't provide any updates on the arson Wednesday during the press conference, but did acknowledge that the blog post online by a group calling itself Rachel Corrie's Ghost Brigade took credit for the arson. So now you know who it is. The same post urged demonstrators at PSU to violently resist attempts to dislodge their encampments. Rachel Corrie was a nonviolent activist for pro-Palestinian movements. In 2023, she was protesting the Israeli military's demolition of Palestinian homes in the city of Rafah in the southern strip of Gaza. She was crushed to death when the driver of an armored Israeli bulldozer did not stop, despite the fact that she was wearing an orange visibility vest and speaking through a bullhorn. Like I say, aren't y'all glad that we minded our own black business in that affair over there? That ain't got nothing to do with us. No, sir. No, y'all hold that. Y'all hold that. Y'all over here running over women. Yeah, screw your homes and screw you, lady. She's probably like, save our people, free Palestine. Come on, man. I don't want to get in trouble, but I mean, really, we supposed to call these folks the most highest people. Are you kidding me? They are God's children. I will say that. I'll give you that. They are God's children. I'll let y'all guess what God that might be. Tater Man in the house. What's going on, Tater Man? I appreciate you for being here, brother. Black first. I'll let y'all figure that one out. In the Mix Radio, what is going on, my brother? Man. Yo, about to do from here. Y'all, I'm just saying, if y'all ever get a chance just to go look my man up, the Portland police, it was a police union president. Like I said, you can look at that man's face. If his face don't say I hate, that's a damn shame. You looking at a black man and you can say, I can look in your face and tell you and tell you hate black folks. And he ain't no tether. No, he homegrown. I mean, he homegrown. Tia to you in the house. Thank you for being here. Like, share, and subscribe, family. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you and everything that you do here in these new black media streets. Thank you for being here as well. Black first, my good sister. Tia to you. And black women stand up. I appreciate you. Black first, fam. Thank you for being here as well on this Good Friday evening. Yeah, y'all. I think that's pretty much as I'll go in because, you know, they've said enough. Let's see. Yeah, I think they're giving them real light charges, and then of course there's nothing pending on the arsonist. Although they've told you who did it, they took. But I mean, they didn't tell you who. But the group is taking charge of it. But it seems to me we have all kind of plants in black movements. And there was nobody watching these folks. Something else to think about. I'm just saying. It's just something to keep in your mind. I mean, really, there was nobody in this group that was telling. Okay. I guess that's believable, right? I guess you can say that. Goodness. So there's another story. And it's always good because sometimes you can't you can't hide your image. And I know y'all have probably heard this this newer story that has came out. I think it just happened like yesterday. In Illinois. And this is very interesting. So I guess that this white woman has a black man. And so they have two black children. And this old white racist man shot the white woman. I guess because he didn't like the whole situation. The interesting thing about all of it, they so quickly were able to label it a hate crime because he shot this white woman and it was because of her black kids and her black man. Anybody remember, I think it was around this time last year, something went on in Alabama. Montgomery, to be in fact. They didn't want to press hate crime charges on those individuals either who were screaming racial epithets. But I guess in this case, seeing it that it's a white on white crime technically, they are putting a hate crime charge on him because it now actually makes people look like hate crime charges work for black folks. And it doesn't. But nonetheless, here's the story.
We began with Elizabeth Matthews in Will County and that shooting that now has an added charge of a hate crime. Elizabeth.
Yeah, Don, new details revealed in court today, like what the neighbors of the suspect referred to him as Pistol Pete, and what police found during a search warrant on the suspect's property, a hidden AK-47 and loads of ammunition. Tonight, we hear from the victim's stepson, who says for a decade he has been the target of racial slurs.
I feel like they're forced to take it serious now, but if anything like this wouldn't have happened, I feel like it would still be brushed under the rug.
Mikhail Johnson's stepmom, Melissa Robertson, remains in the hospital in critical but stable condition after prosecutors say she was shot by her neighbor outside her home in unincorporated Lockport Township. Johnson was coming home from work, but his little brother was there.
Seeing the scene make something I'll never forget, so something my little brother will never forget.
70-year-old John Shadbar now faces 8 felonies, including attempted murder and hate crime. Johnson says for years he's taken the brunt of Shadbar's racial slurs.
Dead, N-words, and N-word this and N-word lover.
Johnson says Shadbar has thrown explosives over their fence. Cops were called, but he wasn't arrested. Court documents reveal Shadbar's wife, Wendy, who works for the Cook County Department of Corrections, told police Shadbar woke up Tuesday afternoon from a nap, quote, very agitated and crabby. He went outside. She heard shots, and Shadbar came back in the house, quote, started to rip the cabinets down in the kitchen and throw stuff. Court documents show she didn't know if her husband kept his own guns. Police searched and, quote, panels were discovered in the garage which were removable. Behind those panels were numerous boxes of ammunition, a shotgun, and 2 rifles. And they found the gun linked to the Tuesday shooting. Quote, the rifle was behind the mattress and box spring of the bed.
I don't want anyone else of color, people of color, feeling like this, like they don't deserve to be where they are just because they're black and they're in the wrong neighborhood.
Not people of color, son. Black.
Shadbar did not have a concealed carry license and had been denied a FOID card. He will remain behind bars at least until his next court date, which is May 23rd. In Joliet, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32, Chicago.
Wow. So he wasn't even supposed to have no gun, and he's sitting up there on a whole arsenal of ammunition. Go figure. And then on top of that, this woman worked for them folks. Damn. I mean, well, she a CO, I guess, or probably will, or something with that, but still. Wow. So I can really say, maybe, the family will get healing if she survives. And, looks like another violent white supremacist has been exposed and taken out. And let this be a lesson. Some people have said it in the past. This is something, I've heard, known as a child, just growing up here. It's the only thing that is worse than an end is an end lover. Hence this story. And so, again, to tie this particular story in with everything else, it goes right back into that old image thing. Oh, I thought I seen Miriam coming here. Sister Miriam, Black First, appreciate you for being here. Thank you, my good sister. Yes, indeed, Black First. Hope you are having a good Friday Eve. Yeah. Man. So he over here, he looked like a good old staunch white supremacist. And not to mention that he's always been racist toward these folks. Like, why didn't y'all have a restraining order against this man? Here's the thing. It kind of appears to me her being on code is how she got where she's at. You should have went hard to get that racist white man away from you and your children, but you let it ride. You let these kids go through this abuse. Technically, at the end of the day, they're not your children. So, to preserve the sanctity of supremacy and the image of supremacy, you didn't as much get a restraining order while this grown-ass man was harassing these children. Salute to those kids. Moving on. These folks are something else, ain't they? So let me see. Oh, speaking of protests, now this is funny. Something I hear often when you talk about like this Palestinian protests and pro-Palestinian this, and then look at how now they keep trying. They are trying to find any way and reason to tie in 2020 uprising to this, which of course has totally different things, totally different motivations, and totally different grassroots. But they tapped your old pal Hillary Clinton, allegedly face off herself. They tapped her to see what she had to say about these young college students, which, you always hear that these young people are the new voters and the next generation of voters. Well, let's hear what she has to say about the next generation of voters, shall we?
I have had many conversations, as you have had, with a lot of young people over the last many months now. And you're right, they don't know very much at all about the history of the Middle East, or frankly about history in many areas of the world, including in our own country. But with respect to the Middle East, they don't know that under the bringing together of the Israelis and the Palestinians by my husband, the then Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, the then head of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, then the Palestinian Authority, Yasser Arafat. An offer was made to the Palestinians for a state on 96% of the existing territory occupied by the Palestinians, with 4% of Israel to be given to reach 100% of the amount of territory that was hoped for. And this offer was made, and if Yasser Arafat had accepted it, there would have been a Palestinian state now for about 24 years.
I don't think they need to know the deep history of what they can witness with their own eyes. The Israeli government has bombed civilians repeatedly. Humanitarian aid workers blowing holes through their cars. And there's pictures every day that show you their agenda. Don't take it from me. Take it from the rubble and the bodies. Once again, so good that we minded our own black business. That didn't have nothing to do with us. And now look at how they throw, oh, you're pro-Palestinian and this. See, okay, now are y'all seeing why they wanted us to come out for Israel so tough? And not to mention, as hard as, you know, there are a lot of black Muslims, like traditional Muslims. So why would even the black Muslims want to get involved with something like that against their own brethren in their religion? So to bring that to black folks is like, hey, why aren't you guys saying something? Like the people who try to say, oh man, you black people have attention right now because of your talent and greatness. Why aren't you saying something about this other group over here that's never spoken about your group that you hail from because you guys are so freaking great? Never. And then they bypass all the white artists. Go holler at Taylor Swift. You go get them on your side and get out of our face. Go ask Garth Brooks. Where's can't do this in the small town fella at? Was Aldean? Jason Aldean? Yeah, go ask that jackass. There's a whole bunch of people you could go hit. Go look for your old rockers. What are they saying? What's Mick Jagger saying? Paul McCartney there doing something for you? Ringo gonna come to the rescue? Come over here with all that BS trying to get black folks. We are not your freaking mules. Nerve of these people. This is how you know it's fixed in their minds that black folks were supposed to be on the bottom. That's just the natural order of things. You could fight against that, but if you got black folks around you that think like that, get the hell away from them as fast as possible. They can't do you no good. They can only do you harm. That ain't even a backstabber. You stupid if you go head up with that. You put yourself in a blender. Nope. That's unwise. So let's see what else. Oh, this other story too that and of course we'll be keeping an eye on this, but because I didn't even have enough time to do a video on this topic yet, but I seen it come across my feed, and when I first started seeing it, the way it was being presented was really odd. So then I went into the story. I'm like, wait. So if you guys see on X, the fallen airman, I was like, wait a minute, because see the way they made it seem like, oh, there was an incident with a police shooting. They did not say that this was in this man's own home. As they're busting in his house, basically on some wrong warrant Breonna Taylor crap, and then smoke a special ops man? I guess it was his image. See, that's another thing about how they use image. Police go to this man's house. Man's in his house with rightful reason to have a weapon in his house with somebody aggressively knocking on his door. Then, so the camera footage, like I'm sure you guys have seen that now. Again, race soldiers hard at work. Because remember what Joe Biden said. We're not going to defund the police. We're going to fund the police. And just to show you how much I love police, I got my top cop right by me. And she just has a message for black people.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
So salute to this fallen brother, man, because this is really a shame. But check this out now, and I'm not really mad at this particular story. I just hope they don't come out here talking this forgiveness BS. Maybe they have already, and I hope not. But they got Ben Crump. So again, so for me, I'm like, okay, we need to look at this story, but let's see how the family's talking. Just putting that one out there.
On FaceTime with him. So she heard everything. And she talked about how she heard a bang at the door, an aggressive bang. And she talked about how he said, "Who is it?" And he heard no response. She talked about how he went to the door to look through the peephole, but it was as if somebody was covering up the peephole so he couldn't see out of it. And he kept saying, "Who is it?" And how he went and retrieved his legally registered gun as a gun owner to protect his house. And how he was walking back and the door was open. And then how his said that she just heard shots. And then how he was on the ground.
And they said, instead of calling MS, they just said, "Oh yeah, he shot up. He shot up. My baby was shot up."
He was shot 6 times. Said that she just heard shot.
How big of a mistake is this? This is a serviceman smart enough to be in the Air Force, served his country well enough to be special ops at that young. That means that guy's smart. Not no dummy, not no thug. He represents Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam's property. And you open up this man's door? So, yeah. And now seeing from the mother, there is no way that I think she could ever be hollering forgiveness. Because unlike Botham Jean, Looks like you got a good old down home mother right here. And she was on FaceTime when you murdered her son. Thank you, Joe Biden. Now let's see what's going to happen here. This presidential season really, really, really sucks for the Democrats. Pat yourselves on the back, black grassroots and new black media. Give yourselves a round of applause. Because without you, none of this would be possible. You hear the worry in their voices. You see the Roland Martins of, remember, we were talking in an echo chamber. Now we're hearing people talking about, man, they're just talking about staying home. They just don't stay home. They just gonna stay home. Oh, you mean that you finally heard us now, huh? And enough people are listening to us now. There was a whole lot of y'all talking crap back in 2016. A whole lot of y'all. Man, I don't understand. This will never be. Why don't y'all do something? The rest is history. So, yeah, let's see what's going to happen with this case. Let's keep a good eye on this and pressure on the folks for justice, because this is, in all honesty, regardless if they, up here, somebody come out there, we got to forgive and all of this. Again, family, this one here, we can't have that. We just can't. So this isn't, because I would say look at the issue, not the individual, and even still look at the individual and the issue, because this was a special this is a smart young man. And leader this dude all foul manner. We don't deserve to die just because you're an idiot. You know how many of these idiots got badges? Man, we sit right here. Here's another thing about these protesters, by the way. Do y'all understand? I live in a city with a few Fortune 500 companies that you probably never heard of, but there's one particular company that is the most benevolent, white privilege, hiring mecca of the city. And I can't help but notice that I had seen a bunch of these protesters whining and crying about Boeing. Talking about Boeing makes, they make weapons for Israel. You know who makes bombs for Boeing and those little planes and makes the parts? And that would be a place called Precision Castparts. And I can't help but everybody just ignored that. Let's talk about Boeing and let's go over here. Because, see, the backbone of hillbilly culture is having factory work like this that pays a very high wage. Some of these people are dumb as rocks, making steel worker money. Wonder how these people are living in homes and all of this, because the system of benevolent white supremacy and privilege has afforded these people. None of these folks wanted to go over there to PCC. These people are the people who make the metal for the rockets, for your NASA ships. I'm sure they probably also contracted out for SpaceX, because they're the only people that do that. So you have your different places. Lockheed Martin. Out here is Precision Castparts. They're right down the street. Oh, no, we ain't got nothing to say about them. I know y'all don't. That's how I'm calling BS on all of this. Y'all full of crap. Y'all ain't got, man, if somebody show me how real y'all are about this pro-Palestinian thing, you better go holler at Precision Castparts. They start messing with all Joe Blow's money out here. But they ain't doing that. See, this is how it works. This is how it works. The thing that keeps Joe Blow going, oh, they ain't going to attack that. They got retirement plans and some more. Fat 401ks. You go over there to that Precision Cash part, you be hard pressed to find black faces. They had to start hiring black folks because it's looked funny over all of these years, and they were getting that scrutiny as a Fortune 500 company. So don't let these folks tell you, man, everything's just... No, pay us our reparations. Damn you. Run us our check. Because I sit here and watch this. I can... Oh, you working for Precision Cash Parts? Makes sense. Being around a bunch of people that you have to tell to cover their mouth to cough, who probably majority of the time they in the bathroom at work don't wash their hands, who eat manufactured food every day. McDonald's is considered dinner. But still have the nerve to look down on black folk. Still have the nerve to look down on black folks. You better know. So that's what I'm saying about this whole image thing. And this is why, and if y'all notice on my page, when we start talking about the WNBA, how many of y'all are on my X to see how much these people are coming to the defense of anything negative about Caitlin Clark or something positive promoting Angel Reese? And, you know, with that being said, family and friends, you are tuned in to the weekly wrap-up.
Tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. So, again, like I said about this image thing and the Caitlin Clark thing. Now, for those of you who are actually watching the WNBA, which for me, I've always been watching NCAA women's basketball because the product at the WNBA level just wasn't exciting for me as with college women's ball. However, in this recent situation, we're seeing things change and transcend even the sport of basketball. And this is kind of where your star power comes in at. For the longest, we have said and heard people say, women don't make the same as men. Why ain't the men or women being paid equally like the men? Now, equally based on revenue, I can understand that conversation. Equally based in base pay is a different conversation. So if your sport is raking in the money, you should be getting the same revenue shares that male sports are getting. I completely agree with that. But you'll have these people out here saying that somebody's worth is or money is too low, and then you look at what the business that they're in brings in versus the business that they're comparing it to, and it's over a $50-60 billion difference. We need to start getting back to reality and understand the conversation. But with that being said, basketball, especially male basketball and male sports in general, doesn't just happen or play out on the field. Where else does it play out? Media, public view, other endorsements. With that being said, there's a reason why you keep seeing these folks going out of their way to say how Caitlin Clark is the one single-handedly changing the face of the league. Ladies and gentlemen, are we really going to lie to ourselves and say that pretty doesn't win? Here's the problem for Caitlin Clark. Pretty is a winner. And both of those two winners, those two pretty winners, are on the same team. Now, with the WNBA, they have now started doing charter flights, which they should have already been doing because it's a women's sport and women athletes are not they're not invulnerable to random crazy fan attacks. So it makes no sense that they're going through an airport with the general public. That doesn't make any sense. Not to mention they're professional athletes. They need to be in a space where they can have their head right to produce the best product. So again, let's look at why the WNBA was trash for a little while, or considered to be trash. And I say that not just want to disparage all of the Hall of Famer athletes that have participated, because all of you have had stellar careers. What I will say is the business of it. We're seeing it play out right now. Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is not showing up at the Met Gala. She showed up to the draft night in Prada looking hella awkward wearing it. Oh, wrong one. You'll see that tomorrow. But this is yeah, really be on the lookout for that one too. That's the black snow, nothing. But this woman could go easily be a model. She could easily go do that. Now, what they're trying to do, 13,000 plus watch Caitlin Clark win preseason game at home, or home for Fever debut. Well, listen. For those of you who have watched these games, I watched both. Matter of fact, so I saw the Chicago game where they trounced New York Liberty. That's Sabrina Inescu's team, by the way. Like, so, and not to mention, Cardozo was hurt. So Cardozo ain't even playing in that game. So it's just literally Angel Reese and then, like, of course, their team. So Angel Reese, I think she had like 13 points. She had, a nice little run. She didn't, I don't think she started. I think the starters are still starting. Now go over to Caitlin Clark's game. And mind you, I believe the score was like 100 for the Skies game. I think that was like 100 plus to like 58 over the New York Liberty. Now with Caitlin Clark, the great push-off artist, here, if y'all watch the highlights, y'all will be able to see the difference in these girls' games. So just addressing the image of the floor. I'm getting the old Larry Bird feeling. So they're tailoring their game, because I was reading another article where the coach is saying that there's going to be a lot of times for Caitlin Clark to get open. Angel Reese is a forward. She plays in the paint at the basket. There's a lot more body that she do. She's a harder player. She's a stronger defender. And she's very agile with her ball handling on her feet. That's a beast at that size for a female. Not to mention, she's who people want to see. And like I said, you are absolutely hating to say that pretty don't win. But here's the problem. We've always known that. Even Brother Tariq Nasheed has mentioned this before. Y'all well aware of this. These folks can't stand pretty black women. And in this case, this is the same. Do you understand? This is going back 2 years. I mean, just think of it with Jill Biden. Like this pierced their soul. Just seeing Angel Reese. Look crazy. Oh, it pierced their soul. They have not gotten over that. That's how serious this is. So go back with me real quick, family. Y'all remember when the hearings for Facebook and Instagram were going off, and it was all about image. We got a whistleblower. What was she complaining about? The image on how women or young girls would see themselves or try to aspire to be. The one thing I can say that has changed in my algorithm on Instagram is I don't see nearly the amount of black women that I used to. I used to see average black women bathe in suits and all of that. This was normal routine. So maybe I figured that's what they meant. And now that they changed that algorithm, if I see anybody in a bathing suit at this point, it's sexy red. And that is what they're putting in the algorithm. So this was by design because it's about image. Why do you think they love sexy red so much? Because she looked like Slim Thug, long lost twin sister. I'm telling you, when I saw that filth on my ex, because whoever did that crap, they released her little sex tape, and that mess was on X. Only thing that ran through my mind when I saw that was, damn, that dude went raw. Man, you all right, bro? You okay? You ain't got develop a cough, have you? I don't give a damn about seeing sexy red monkey. That only thing that came to my mind was, geez, dude. No. How anybody looking at sexy red be like, yeah, I want that. What? There's a reason why they got her all over the place. White women are not threatened by sexy red. Ooh, Sukihana. So they got somebody right in front of y'all that they know won't bother you. What it is about you. Okay, so y'all see the other sister, the teacher's sister. The teacher that be on Instagram. Then she had a baby not too long ago. And so she on the thick side. So we were like, oh man, she don't have no BBL. She just thick sister and a teacher. And then folks be like, oh man, they'll let a whore teach kids these days. What? Like, what about the way that woman is built makes her that? So it's always hate on attractive black women, and especially for the white men, the black that see black men they know they can't get, or they just intimidated by. then they'll say stupid, slick mess like that. But, you know, it's also, again, about the image. Because, again, with the white woman in Michigan who got shot by Pistol Pete, because she was staying on code, got herself shot. You should have been more proactive protecting them children since you're with their father. So y'all be mindful of little stuff like that, the nuances. Y'all be like, man, she with that black man, she must be cool. Okay. Okay. And then tragedy happens to her. All I can say is, good it wasn't them. Now, listen to this. ESPN rolling out WNBA finals level production setup for Caitlin Clark's debut. See, it goes beyond the WNBA. This goes all the way to ESPN, which is ABC. Against Blacks Communications. I mean, it's just very interesting. The 2024 WNBA season tips off on May 14th. And ESPN is going all out for the league's opener. Per Friday release, the network will utilize a WNBA Finals level production setup for the Indiana Fevers game and Caitlin Clark's WNBA debut with the Connecticut Sun on Tuesday. This is sickening. For a season opener, and this, have you seen this done for anybody? I'm telling you, it's all about image. Man. Okay, let's take a look at Beyonce. Beyonce is kicking Taylor Swift's ass. That tour Beyonce put on completely eclipsed Taylor Swift, and all they could do is tell you about how record-breaking and setting her stuff was. Yeah, and Beyonce smashed her with a shorter run. Beyonce tour been over with. She's already still made more money than Taylor Swift still on tour right now. We did that back in the day. Because again, I'm telling you, it's all about image. This thing is important to them, but it's a part of warfare. That's why. So with the, especially with women, because you got it's the morale factor. And do you want, what we say, black women are the most disrespected on the planet Earth. Do you want that group being the standard bearers of beauty, which black women really are? But I'm saying you're actually saying this is the standard. Instead of, what was that they were trying to run with a little while ago? Because, you know, they needed to try to promote that Taylor Swift body. Oh, heroin body. Any Swifties out there? For all of you who just love a flat back. Is there flat ass porn? Is there such a thing? Oh man, we grew up, they talk about the standard of beauty. No ass at all. And that's so, well, think about why they're talking about image now. Y'all got pretty faces and thick waists. They can't compete with that. They had to get you off that timeline because too many of their men was looking at y'all. It's hurting people. It's hurting young women. The young girls see themselves as, and they want to try to emulate the people they see on their timelines. Oh, those black women. Because what about y'all? Has your algorithm changed? Because I used to see a ton of black sisters on my Instagram. I guess for a person that always has black in my hashtags, these things come up. Come on. Oh, they got black women out the paint on Instagram. If you ain't following them, I mean, man, I can tell you, I got a homegirl here that posts often. We grew up together. I see her stuff on TikTok. Instagram, she barely come up in my feed. I'm telling y'all, it's real out here. It is real. They do not like pretty black women. And pretty black women who are successful at what they do. There's no reason to be hating Angel Reese. Camila Cardozo, she's gonna be out for a minute. But Angel Reese, without Camila Cardozo there, they ended up in a blowout. And then for the shot that they keep showing of Caitlin Clark, hope you guys really recognize what's happening there. Because me and my wife watched that. And I gotta say, Caitlin Clark pushes off a ton. She holds the ball way too long. And I have a real problem with other people in the league. Ladies, you ain't gonna tell me that all of a sudden professional women basketball players turn into the Keystone Caper Cops on that basketball court. All of a sudden you can't find her. She's not fast. So don't tell me that all of y'all sisters couldn't locate this woman while she's keep running behind. I've never seen a player always get their defenders back. I call shenanigans. So just watch these games, man. And I mean, as people go on, the truth will be revealed because there's going to be more of these sports enthusiasts that analyze these games, especially here on YouTube. They're going to be coming out and they're going to be like, oh, it's this. Oh, watch that. Oh, see, here's they're going to be picking it apart. They're going to be picking it apart. Meanwhile, Angel Reese going to be in the paint banging and then be able to go get her a deal. She has her own signature shoe coming. See, there are some people that are understanding what's going on out here. You can fight it. I don't know why, but you could fight it. Here's something you should accept. Black women are beautiful. For the longest, black women haven't even been made to be comfortable wearing their own hairstyle out of their head. You understand why this is such an image war? Y'all can dictate mostly every aspect of fashion. Y'all hold that power. As much as y'all will chase in a circle, that's just a hamster wheel. I need y'all to understand when it comes down to this image, my sisters, you're not the hamster. You are the wheel. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall. and let us rise. Can you dig it? Telling you. Image. Because this is about behavior. This isn't about individuals or any group. This is all about behavior, y'all. They out there acting like them violent black folks. Black Spider in the house. Salute to you, Black Spider. Thank you, my good sister. And thank you for being a member, of course. And also thank you for the super chat. Or super sticker, rather. Thank you, $5. Ooh, peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. As always, I see our brother Kerman has made it. What's going on, my good brother? They hate Angela and Cardozo. Did any of y'all just go into your sports pages today? Like, just look at the sports news? I'm like, oh boy, you guys, like, from what they were able to do earlier this week, so their first game they played, and then but I think the Liberty was the second. But yeah, no, that game that I watched. Oh no, so they had played twice. So yeah, because Cardozo got hurt the first game. So y'all, they are upset out here that game, the streamed game went and did so much. And then you got the two pretty girls winning and smashing. And we see what Caitlin Clark, brother Professor Black Shoe say. Her boyish good looks. P Money in the house. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Black first. And you're right. They pushed that LGBT agenda heavy for a long time in the WNBA, and they have suffered heavily for it, brother. I mean, and it's like, how is it? They act like they can't see that. They really truly want us to act like we wasn't doing that. When you got sisters coming out here saying they felt like they were pressured out of the WNBA because of the sexuality thing. That's a huge statement. Man, it's good to see that they are trying to pivot, but they chose wrong with Kenny. Man, with Kitty. Kitty Clark. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one, brother. Oh man, not boyish good looks. Yeah. Oh, let me stop. Whew. Woo, yeah, man. About 2 million on that stream, man. And I seen one. I think there's like 2 from that game. So it's up there. It's ridiculous that how you're hating on it. So they got that on that game, and then the very next game that they had to televise, they smashed the New York Liberty without Cardozo. So notice how they keep downplaying the 2 outings of the Sky, but all of a sudden, now remember when they thought that Angel Reese was going to have a bad game going to the Met Gala, oh, it was all good. Oh man, Angel Reese, she skipped practice and this and that. Well, we'll really see. Yep, that fell flat. So then they was like, well, let's go look back at Kayla Clark. 13,000 people came out to see her. I'm sure they did. It's Indiana. It's a draw. She is one draw. Yeah. But I mean, let's and the one thing with Brittany Griner, I'm glad Brittany Griner said what she did. this is a business. This ain't just about the love for the game. So the other thing about the image is Caitlin Clark's image is getting a help from the media, the WNBA, and whiteness. Anybody who don't believe that is crazy. Anybody who would look at something like this and say, we're not going to talk about the individual. We're going to talk not even about the group, but we're going to talk about behavior. Because behavior is how you can tie the black folks back into it. See, like those protests in 2020. We ain't out here in 2024. That ain't our bag. Matter of fact, this airman situation we're watching, you might want to concern yourself with that issue. We ain't got nothing to do with this Palestine thing you're going on. And right now, it seems to me, for both sides of that thing, the one black folks energy coming, this happened at the wrong time for you. Sorry, but we have this airman's business and his families to tend to. So, yeah. Guess you gotta hold your own nuts. Now, there might be some brain dead Negroes out there that said, well, no, man, you really think that it's all about image? Man, Caitlin Clark is really good. I'm sure some of you are too young to understand. There was a whole lot of boxers back in the day that they said were pretty good. Come to find out that they were fixing fights. There's different people all along the line of sports throughout the history of sports that have brought corruption for whatever reason to the sport. Maintaining the perceived value of white woman being the standard of womanhood is in jeopardy. And they don't like it. But like I said, there might be some brain dead Negro that says, well, man, what's wrong with that? I like white women. They ain't never done nothing wrong to me. Well, let me tell you, there's been plenty of harm to come to us. And then sometimes they get older and they let out their inner Olivia Soprano, which leads me to let you know about a video that you should be looking out for. For my members, this will actually be up later this evening. But we're talking about Kathy Hochul just real quick, briefly. But, you know, this is what it looks like when you pull out your inner Olivia Soprano. And you guys don't think that when they're young, oh, yeah, they'll turn out like this. The blacks don't know nothing. How many of these cats, like I said, like this dude out here letting his children be harassed by this sadistic white supremacist next door who now has popped his woman because she's a in lover. Let this be a very clear message to y'all. Down to even being in a relationship with you. That person does not go off code. And for those of you who have duped yourselves into believing that's not true, I speak for myself, beatzillapdx official, beatzillapdx official show. Those of you in the chat, grassroots, voices of new black media. I think I'm pretty safe to say I speak for everybody involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you. Oh, yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in once again. You can follow me at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket, you can definitely do so at CashApp. That is CashApp $beatzillapdx. That's CashApp $beatzillapdx. We also have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I said keep your notifications on. Hit the notification bell. We got some more things coming. I was kind of under the weather earlier this week with all of this weather changing. But now we're on a good warm spring. So there's a couple things that I wanted to get out to y'all because I came across some interesting conversation. So you know, we just keep them notifications on, family. Remember, we're down to 1 live a week, which is this one. And so if you're on X, you need to be subscribed to this channel so you see the rest of the videos that will be airing during the week. So if you like this content, you want to get some more of it, make sure you come to the channel on YouTube, the Beatzilla PDX official show, and subscribe. So with that, you know, it is also something else you all need to know. And for those of you watching on X, this might also be a little new for you. But remember this one thing, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Family, keep your 3 smooth stones at the ready and your slingshot close by. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed, peaceful, prosperous weekend.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knocked out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.